Hello, welcome to Fictional Narrative. It's been a while since I put out a video. I hope I remember how to do this because setting up was a little bit of a struggle for me today, but I think I haven't put out a video for a month, and in that month, look at these books that I've just piled onto this like side table that I have because I haven't actually made shelf room for them. So I'm going to introduce you to my new friends, and I will let you know why in 1 month I have so many books, but let's get into it. So this is The Wife Stalker. It's a thriller. This one I got at a used bookstore, so it really didn't cost me that much. This book is about a woman going through a divorce, essentially, who is like, there's another woman, and I gotta figure out why she gets to take everything that I love. Typical thriller. I've always wanted to get into them. I can't get into them like that much. I always find that like the trope of everything was perfect and then it wasn't, well, okay, but that it really isn't perfect. I feel like it's kind of overdone. So when I pick up a thriller like that, I'm like, I hope this is a good one. Let's see this one. The Devil and the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. Okay, this one I also got at a used bookstore, and I think I still have to read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo by the same author, but this cover is gorgeous, and I was just like, okay, I mean, I'm not really like lost at sea novel type of person, which this seems like it is, but maybe I'll be into it. But there's also a little bit of mystery, which is right up my alley. So big red text on the back says, Murder on the High Seas. A detective duo. A demon who may or may not exist. Or maybe it was aliens. Struggling to remember all of the origin of these books. Okay, this one is Station Eternity by Mur Lafferty. I guess it's part of the Midsolar Murders. So this is a mystery. Also sci-fi. And I was like, okay, I could totally get into that. That sounds great. This one, I think I went to a regular Barnes & Noble, so this was like full price. So I bought, this one has another one that goes with it. Because I bought it as like a, oh, it's a sequel, or there are two of them. Oh, here it is. Okay. Ah! Okay. So there are two of them. I think the first one is this one, The King of Battle and Blood, and then the second one is this one? Yes, because wait, no. Yes, this one is the first one, this one is the second one. And they're both beautiful. They are romance novels. Adrian and Isolde, I guess. It's, I think it's a really old myth. So this is like a vampiric romance novel-y retelling of it. I'm not really into vampires, but I could be into vampires. You know what I mean? The Cursed Bunny. Cursed Bunny. This is like a series of stories. I don't even know if they're all like stories that have to do with each other, but the cover looks really freaking amazing. And reading about it gives like a little bit of like a creepy vibe. So I was like, okay, I'm interested in that. And it's small. It's small. I feel like everything I want to tackle this year, especially when I think of my 23 in 2023, is either like a gigantic book or like a medium-sized book. Okay, this one I got at an estate sale. The Secrets of the Flesh, The Life of Colette. So I thought this was interesting. The person whose estate sale it was I think she used to be an actor. She was definitely an artist in her life. I actually brought home a few of her photographs, and I think they're really beautiful, and I want to like hang them up by my vanity. They're like close-ups of roses. They're like really, really gorgeous. But I found this book, and I was like, hey, I'm here on the last day, which means there's probably like nothing, unless I'm really, really, really interested in musicals, which she very much was in musicals and theaters, and she had like beautiful vinyls and like sheet music, unless I'm into all that, which it's not something that I can say that I really have been interested in delving into. It was mostly what was left plus big furniture that there was no way I was gonna bring home. Oh, let me show you her photographs. So if I'm sitting weird or moving weird or whatever, it's because I sprained my ankle. So I'm trying not to put any weight on it. I sprained it like 3 weeks ago. It's the stretching time where you kind of have to stretch it back into like its like old elasticity, and it's kind of painful. Okay, so no, her name is on the back of these. Okay, her name is Naomi Carroll, and so these are some of her photography. I think I'm holding this upside down, but it might just be because the price is listed upside down. And then this one, I think this is a rose, but yeah. And then this one, which is definitely a rose. For sure, this is a rose. So I thought these three would look really great together, kind of like actually put together. So I brought them home. I didn't spring for some of her larger photographs because I like having I like the aesthetic of having a lot of little photographs to put everywhere. So, you know, RIP to Naomi Carroll. Your photographs are beautiful. And I will treasure them. So I think the rest of these I actually purchased at a Barnes & Noble about 30 minutes away from me. So anyway, they are moving locations. So they are getting rid of their stock. By the time I got there, a lot of things were gone, but I still, you can see, purchased a lot for like 40 to 50% off. So that's a pretty good deal. All right, so How to Kidnap the Rich. I have been eyeing this one on Instagram, and I don't know if I can spring for it now, but now that there's a sale going on, I'm just like, I have to get as many books as I am possibly interested in, and I was so lucky that this was still on the shelf. Next, The Witches of St. Petersburg. I swear, I have been trying to buy this for like 5 years. What do I mean by that? I did not know whether or not I wanted to go for the Kindle version or the physical version, but obviously if I'm getting a big sale on the physical version, I'm gonna buy the physical version. I've had it on my wish list and I just like forgot its existence. The Millhouse Murders. So, I have over the past few years been kind of accumulating a lot of like Asian literature that's been translated. So when I saw this, I was like, this will be interesting. And I think actually a lot of the stuff that I picked up from that store is either Asian authors or Asian books that have been translated. So yeah. This one's not, though. Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I feel like this has been on like every Barnes & Noble romance like table setup that they have. And I'm like, all right, okay, I'll buy it. You know, I like to listen to true crime. Maybe, although if I thought my neighbor was a serial killer, I would think once or twice or thrice or maybe even a fourth time. He cannot be that cute, but we will see. Because I can't say, well, he can't be that charming because, well, actually then both, because the stereotype, which isn't always the case, is that serial killers are like charming and attractive. If we were villains. Okay, I will admit, I got into the dark academia craze, and then I read, I can't remember what it's called, The Secret History. Yes, by Donna Tartt, and I was like, fabulous writer. Is this a retelling? Because it was so close to The Great Gatsby that, like, as a person who loves The Great Gatsby, I feel like I have to rate it high. It's not that I question Donna Tartt's talent. It's that it didn't give me anything new, and if you watch a lot of, like, book recommendations for Dark Academia, that's the first one that pops up, and then this is the second one. I'm more interested in this one, but The Secret History, if I were to sum it up on like a hierarchy of Dark Academia, I feel like it's the entry-level brochure, except the brochure is like way too many pages. Because once I got over my feelings about, wow, it's so close to The Great Gatsby and a lot of parallels, and wow, she's like a good writer, I started to pick at the plot a lot. I'm hoping it's not going to be the case here. Okay? Rant over. The Cat Who Saved Books. This one is one of the translated ones. It sounds really cute. And there's a cat on it, and the cat saves books. So I'm gonna read it. The Comeback. Okay. So I was like, this art is really familiar. And I was like, but there are a lot of cartoony romances, so can I really say that the art is really familiar? This is the same author that wrote The Stand-In, which also has a really, really, really cute cover. But The Stand-In's plot, synopsis did not pull me in. This one actually did, because I guess I see myself kind of reflected in the character from just what the back says. The radical act of free magic. I got the other one. I think that was from my end of 2022 book haul. And so if I'm getting this 40 to 50% off, why not? Truthfully, my reason for a lot of these last books are, if it's gonna be 40 to 50% off, why not? The Left Hand of Darkness, because I've been wanting to delve into more of Ursula Le Guin's fictional work. I am on my last few pages of Conversations that was co-written with Ursula Le Guin. Like it was an interview of hers that spanned over time, and it was published as a book. And the interview, it's good. It's taking me way, way too long to get through because of the way that it's formatted, and that it's a very small book and it's very conversational. So I pick it up leisurely, and it's like I'll read a couple of pages. It's been a span of 3 months. I don't understand why I can't finish this book. Hopefully I'll finish the fictional book. Alice Hoffman, Magic and Lessons. The first book? No. Yes. Book 1. I'm trying to read this book and I can't even read it. Okay. It says, book number 1 of the Practical Magic series. And I think in my head I'm trying to say the first book of, and I see the number 1 and I'm thinking that it's like you know, when they say the books are like the number 1 on this whatever top selling list. And so my brain just scrambled, so I apologize for that. I've been interested in this for a really long time. I've heard good things. I want to know. Oh, here's another one by Ursula Le Guin. This one I just thought was kind of weird. It's called Changing Planes, right? And it's kind of like interdimensional. The character, Sita Dooley, missed her flight out of Chicago, and then now she's changing planes of existence, and I just thought that premise was really good. I have The Queen of Atolia, and then I realized I didn't read this book, so I held off on that book. And for whatever reason, this one is actually really hard for me to find in stores. So when I found it, and it was the last copy of it there, I was like, yes, it's coming home with me. Another Asian author, Mike Chen, and the novel is Vampire Weekend. Is that also a band? Well, not them, apparently. I'm not a vampire person. I just want to say that one more time. I am not a vampire person. I just thought that this was going to be interesting because in the first paragraph of the synopsis, it says, everything you've heard about vampires is a lie. They can't fly. No murders allowed. The community hates that. And turning into a bat, completely ridiculous. In fact, vampire life is just a lot of blood bags and night jobs. Okay? So what is true? We're just twisting vampire lore any which way we want to now, and why the heck not? And finally, better than fiction. Romance novel. Girl inherits a bookshop. Girl does not like books. Boy likes books. Why am I speaking in short sentences like this? I'm just telling you what drew me to it. I'm like, how do you inherit a bookstore? And I guess if you inherit something, you're not automatically into it. But I just have a feeling that this is going to be cutesy. And I know that after how many mystery novels, even eventually all of the cozy ones, I'm like, I need something even cheesier. Okay, so those are all of the books. I'm looking at the pile now because I kind of like put it on the ground. Hold on, let me measure this. Yeah, this stack actually hits my like lower thigh right above the knee, so it's pretty tall. No, it's not. I'm only 4'11". Thank you for joining me and meeting my new wonderful, wonderful book friends. Not bookish friends, just books that are my friends. And I will see you next time. And they will probably see you next time when I actually start reading them and reviewing them. Bye!